Oh. Hello everybody, I hope you're looking forward to today's excellent video. This is an Easter bonnet that Chloe made for her school. It's very cool indeed. The only problem is I was gonna wear it for this video, but I can't actually see very well. She's done the feet. I mean, these actually look like human feet a little bit. Actually, yeah, it's not too bad. If I get the angle right like that, the feet are kind of like as if they're lying on a sun lounger, that will do. So welcome to part 2 of something that might not be a series more of other things. I just feel like doing another one because you enjoyed the first one, the edible sombrero for Sebastian's birthday. So that request came through, and a little update. Check this out. It actually worked. They smashed it out of the park and his 4th birthday. I mean, that made me really, really proud. I was like, I kind of helped that. That's cool. Maybe I should call this series Dr. Barry or something like that, because today's dilemma comes from a friend, Ash Frith.
Hi Barry, Ash Frith here. You may remember me from such things as, what? It's going to be Bartians, isn't it, mainly? It's going to be Bartians. I've been vegan now for about 18 months, and all the benefits that come with that, you know, the weight loss, the extra energy, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's nonsense. Last year at Easter, I was fine. It was all new and exciting. I tried some of the vegan chocolate, and I said, oh yeah, it tastes a bit like chocolate. It doesn't. But now, another year on, I miss it so much, Easter. You know, my son is going to get loads of eggs, and he's eating now up to like 40 Cadbury's Creme eggs a day. He's got a real problem. And that's what I really miss. I miss Cadbury's Creme eggs. There's no vegan alternative for that. And I thought, there's no way, what am I going to do? Then I suddenly thought, I know a man. I know a man who can help me. If there's one man on this earth that can make a vegan Cadbury's Creme egg, it's Barry Lewis. He can make a giant Rolo. He can make a giant Jammy Dodger. If he can do that, he can make a vegan Cadbury's Creme egg. Or a vegan cream egg, depending on the way you want to brand it. Barry, if you could do this for me, I mean, to show my gratitude, I will eat the whole thing. Thank you so much. Good luck. You don't need it. You've got this. I look forward to seeing/eating your creation.
Excellent, Ash. Vegan cream eggs. I'm not a vegan. I have not got a massive wealth of experience in the vegan community. I respect vegans. I understand why and all that stuff. I get it. But by going 1.21 gigawatt style back to the future, we can look at an old video. This is proper old school. I think it's the first year I started the channel. So, you know, in 1850. They kind of stick to the paper. There we go. Just dip it straight in my chocolate. In that video, which was basically filmed on a potato, we made Cadbury's Creme eggs. And actually, by finding just simple vegan equivalents in the supermarket, I just went there and found, oh, they do that, a vegan that. We can do this. We can do this, Ash. This is vegan cream eggs. Thank you. Now, the concept of these vegan cream eggs is we actually make the inside first and then do a dunk. We shape it into the egg shape. If you have got some egg-shaped molds, you tend to get just the halves. And there's actually a couple ways around that I'll show you. But if you want to make it a lot easier for yourself, you can just do them half egg shapes and then stick them together with like a wall of chocolate either side. We're gonna take it more than that. Right, in this ramekin, we have some golden syrup, okay? It might affect the colour of the cream egg a little bit. You can use corn syrup. If you can get hold of corn syrup, it's clearer, but this is vegan. I didn't know that. It's good, right? We also need some vanilla extract. So there's a little dribble of that left in there. Awesome. And then I actually got some vegan butter. So I have no idea what this is going to look like. I mean, I assume just look like butter. Ah, yes. That tastes like butter. Right, so I need about 65 grams. I'm just going to wing it. I didn't wing it. Yeah, that'll do. All right, we need a big old mixing bowl. Oh, and you can knock the vanilla extract over if you wish, not essential. So let's splodge in the vegan butter. We'll pour the vanilla extract on top. Oh yeah. Push in the golden syrup. Now, if this is being a bit annoying, you can warm it up, but this is actually coming out okay. We're gonna beat this together. All right. Over here is 500 grams of icing sugar, and yes, I did make a little bit of a mess. Not my rules, the rules of icing sugar. It always happens. Wow, look at that smoke. One day they'll just come up to this thing where, like, using icing sugar, you've got to wear a mask or something. I'm just stirring that through. You can see it's starting to go. All right, you can see where it was really yellowy before. It's actually quite stiff, which is great. We want to shape it, but we might add a little bit of water as well. But just really keep working it to just scrape up all those bits of powder down there. They're hiding away. Get them in there. But just a little splash of water at a time, just to loosen up a little bit, if you wish. The great thing about using the corn syrup is this will look like pretty much pure white, whereas this, because of the golden syrup, it's got a slightly pale yellow tinge to it, but it's fine because the yolk is gonna be orange. Well, I mean, if it was green, we would be doing a century egg, but we ain't going down that route. Why don't they do that? Why don't Cadbury's or whoever bring out like an actual edible Cadbury's cream egg century egg crazy edition? It will blow up, wouldn't it? They're actually not that bad. All right then, folks, or maybe yolks. Here is a smaller bowl for the filling bit, okay? So take about a quarter of that mixture. You can see it's kind of, it's a little bit clammy. If I hold it in there for too long, it will get sticky. So all of this, the most important thing is we're keeping it cold, but we ain't done yet. Nope, we're gonna drizzle in some orange food dye, a little bit at a time. Now, obviously, again, this is making it wet. It's gonna affect the texture just a little bit. Oh, look at that, I love it. I'm gonna add a teeny bit more. Oh yeah. I was looking at the ingredients of the food dye. I was thinking, oh, I wonder how they dye that. Is it turmeric? This has actually got paprika in it to dye it. Ooh. Okay, that's too much. Oh, you're going in the bowl. All right, so what I'm doing is getting some icing sugar on my hands and a little bit extra there like this. So you only need a little bit because this is going to be the filling. But just to show you, this will stop it sticking to your hands if you keep the icing sugar in there. You can sort of roll this. So just do that, and once you've got to that step, you get yourself a small plate, some baking parchment, and you can see, just through being in room temperature, they've started to ease off, because obviously that's what you want it to be like when you eat it. But take it off the baking parchment, which is good to be there, otherwise if you put it on the plate, it will stick there. And I've got a little pot of icing sugar just in the background here. And what you can do is keep rolling it, stick it back down, boom, just like that. So the difference between that and that is quite vast, and as you dry it, it just adds a bit more strength each time to it. The most important thing right now is to get this in the freezer so that it holds its shape, and after about 5 minutes, we'll give it another roll, and that's it. Freezer is our friend for this entire process. Okay, so hopefully you're getting the gist of this now. There's a lot of moulding and shaping and ultimately freezing at this step. Effectively, you've got the white bit and the orange filling. Why can't you be orange? But it's how we shape that white filling that is up to you. Like I say, you can get these silicone half egg molds online. If you do that, actually, do the chocolate first, then sit the fondant in there, press the yellow bit in, chocolate on the top, boom, you've got half an egg. Now, this came to me this morning. This is a Kinder Joy from Phoebe's actual Easter hamper, so I can't open it. But what you could do is once it's consumed, open it up and use the two halves to get an actual perfect near egg mold. Chloe's also got this toy, so we might do that just to help. But of course, if you can't do that, you can go old school. By old school, I don't mean Adidas popper trousers and undercuts. We've all been there. Well, some of you haven't, but yeah. But you can actually mold it into your hands. And of course, the natural shape will form like a tennis ball cream egg, which would be amazing, but you can actually start to work the edges to form the egg shape. So any way you want to do it. The main thing is we get the white into a moldable shape. So here we go, I've got my dough, and we are using quite a lot of icing sugar still, but this is actually quite important because it will take a bit more moisture out and it will make it stronger. You want to get that balance right of not actually, making it too dry so you're effectively eating a wedding cake's icing, like the fondant stuff, but if you can still feel it being a bit clammy in the middle, that will be fine. So I'm just gonna get this little egg mold that Chloe's got. I'm just gonna try this with the icing sugar. Push this in like so. Only needs to be fairly rough, like that. That is brilliant. That is a perfect egg half. So if I do that with my two halves, and in this one, I'm gonna make a bit of a crater so that the actual ball can sit in it. And it's gonna be a bit more rough. Right, I'll sit those in the freezer too. All I'm gonna do is repeat that step with my remaining white icing, using the molds and getting it in the freezer to build that initial strength up. I will write a much easier method if you're not that bothered about the eggs on the website too, if you're not there already. And just to say, I'm now using these, but with a silicone egg mold, which you can get online on Amazon. They do loads of different ones. Randomly, of all these silicone molds I have, including a giant blue bunny one, I don't have a decent egg one, but you can get them, so this method will work exactly the same. But it has only been 10 minutes whilst I've done the white ones, and like these are like rock hard. They're quite solid now. So what I mean by that is you can take one and then really get a good shape on it now, because you'll warm it up slightly with your hands, but it's slightly more rigid. So whilst your white ones are setting, a quick reshape on these, it just takes that flat edge off, you see? Look at that, you don't want that. That's all we're doing. Boom, back in the freezer. All right, this is the step where, fingers crossed, we'll hopefully nail the shape. Okay, so I've got two halves out of the fridge. One, I've got a bit more of an indent in, and I'm just gonna grab a yolk and push it in, and then I'm gonna stick the other one just on top. Nothing too crazy right now, we're just gonna introduce them together like this, you see? There we go, there we go, there we go. Look, we've got an egg shape. It's not excellent just yet, but trust me, get this in the freezer. Stop talking to the camera. Yeah. You just repeat that with your remaining eggs. You could even do it directly in the molds if you want for a better looking shape. I don't know why I didn't do that. But the main thing is keeping it cold, because that is gonna grip or suck to the chocolate. All right, so whilst that's doing all its stuff in the freezer, I've got some vegan chocolate chips, and I've just tasted one. Yeah, and it tastes like chocolate. So I'm just gonna melt them up. We're gonna melt it and then let it sit for about 5 minutes so it can kind of get a little cooler to optimize the setting on the egg. Nice. Did I just use the word optimize in a cooking video? All right, look at this nice melted chocolate. The added bonus, of course, is that, did I just do a smiley face? Cadbury's cream eggs are generally milk chocolate, and this is milk. I thought it'd be dark. Awesome. All right, so the chocolate is cooling down still, but just to the side here, we've got a transparent teacup, and that is only for the purposes of you. And look at this. This is a bamboo skewer that I've snapped in half, which I'm gonna stick into my eggs. First up, let's get that chocolate in there. Oh yes. Oh, it's still a teeny bit warm. We want it room temperature. This is critical because it could just completely deform your egg. You don't want that. But meanwhile, one at a time, grab a bamboo skewer, grab an egg, and literally push it right in as far as you can go. Don't push it out the top. There we go. It's an egg on a stick. Back in the freezer again. All right, I just quickly did those other ones. Not sure if I left it. I did. Leave the camera rolling. That's it. Dunking pot ready. We'll do them one at a time in about 5 minutes. Just to show you, I've added a little blob of chocolate to the bamboo skewer that was there, because that will help grip it as we lower it in. I did that, and it was in there for like, I don't know, like 2 minutes, because it's so cold already anyway. Oh. Look at that. So we'll let it shake any excess like this. So I've been stood like this for about 15 seconds now. You could wedge it in a block of polystyrene to hold it up if you want to do it quickly, but I've got some time. That is almost set. I can see it here. It's like that magic sort of chocolate dessert sauce stuff. So I'm going to put this back in the freezer and work on my other ones. Yeah, that little blob of chocolate is invaluable. Oh, straight in there. No messing. Oops, oh no. That one was not fully set. And these are huge eggs. One other thing to notice, if you put it in the freezer for a while, you'll get a little bit of ice on it. It's actually water. You don't want that on there. So a little bit of kitchen towel will get that off. To do a Bartians reference I once did, welcome to Jurassic cream egg. I've got some kitchen towel just to dab off any excess moisture that comes as it adjusts from being frozen to in the fridge, but I'm gonna slice into it right now. Here we go. Oh, check that out, cream egg, baby. Cream egg. So I'm gonna have one, but the most important thing is these do not stay at room temperature. You must keep them cool, which, because there's no other crazy chemicals and gubbins in it, it's nice. It's gonna have that nice, freshness to it. Chilled. It's insanely naughty. There's just like this freshness to it. The fact that you've made it from scratch anyway, but just that having it cool as well, is so, so good. We've made them enormous, not as big as a giant Cadbury's cream egg. I've done that before. Oh my gosh, mate, that is enormous. But it really does make you realise like how naughty Cadbury's cream eggs are. They're just effectively like a whole dome of sugar. And you know what the best thing for me is? Being a non-vegan, I can't even tell that they are not vegan, meat-free. I can't tell that they're vegan. That's what I mean. So Ash, I hope that gives you, some inspiration to give it a go. Please take your time. Anyone that tries this, please keep it cool. Use the ice and sugar, work with it, and you will love it. Smash it out the park. Goodbye.
Check your level, player. No matter what your style, the kitchen's for me. Simon's moustache, goatee, maybe all three.
Look at you, you vegan. Is that right?
They're nicer than the actual ones you buy in the shop. They are.
What do you mean? What did you reiterate they are, as if you were lying? You can be honest.
I am. They're
Yeah,
nice.
they're good, aren't they? Nice. Oh, you've got your Kinder Egg. Brilliant.
And you got one?
No, I've got an apple.
Yeah.